So in our last video, we got Flume set up to basically catch all the Twitter data or the tweets from the Twitter API. And so the next step that we're hoping to accomplish is to, analyze all this data and just give you guys a good grip on how to do that. And so this is a tutorial that allows us to grab some of these Flume files and just basically analyze it. So Cloudera Manager is something that we'll use in parallel with Flume and something called Hive. Hive is the Hadoop version of SQL to analyze some of the tweets that we'll be grabbing, or I mean, in our case, we have already grabbed these tweets. Here, what we're doing is we're installing the Maven package, just following along with the um, instructions here. Download Maven. Um, and again, I'll provide this link to you guys after the video is over. But all I'm really doing is following along. I'm making sure that everything is configured correctly so that we can correctly pull tweets and analyze tweets. So this is really just for setup. As you can see, you'll see some of the Hive files that are a part of our Flume library. Again, we'll have to modify our twitter.conf file. And again, this is an older video that I did already, so that's why I'm just really providing audio over the video. It's not a live video, but I'm just walking you guys through it. So you'll want to change that to include the Cloudera source. Yeah. Alrighty, so as you can see here, we've grabbed a bunch of Twitter data that is being stored in our Hadoop directory. And if I recall correctly, we're going to need to set up Hive on our system too, because that's what ultimately queries the data that we um, have already in store. So what we're doing is that we're creating a database to store all the data which we collected from Twitter, and we're formatting it into, like I said, a database that can read some of this data. So what we did there was we're setting up Hive, and then we're gonna run Hive, create a table, and to keep it short, we're gonna do some analysis. Yeah, so we're creating a table where we can store all the raw tweets that we got from Twitter, and then we're just gonna select um, the raw tweets. And so these were all the tweets that we got. Um, that's been stored into Hadoop. Um, this is another way where we're basically formatting um, the tweets. As you can see here, it's so unstructured in terms of data. So what we're really doing is that we're just formatting it so that it's more readable. And here's a query to basically, count all the locations of the users that tweeted. So where did those tweets come from? And here it takes a bit of computational power here because it's, as you saw, a huge number of files in our Hadoop directory, and so it's going to take some time before we can kind of parse through and read through those tweets. So I believe what's going on right now is that it's performing a map reduce function, and boom, here we go. So, these were all the locations that we got in our tweets, and the count of how much people were from those, you know, individual countries or locations. Pretty cool stuff. And so that's how we use Hive to analyze tweets. Thanks.